Welcome to another InWheelTime podcast. We don't know how, but by golly, from the Sugar Shack Studios in Texas, USA, this is the award-winning InWheelTime car talk show. What kind of award was that, Mr. Mars?
A podcast. Our podcast won an award.
Okay.
It was an on-time award.
Yeah. This hour, he's fresh back from the SEMA show in Las Vegas with an empty wallet. From Painthouse, it's Randy Borcherding.
Yay.
Also, I'll give you my thoughts on driving the 2024, was it the 24? Lexus NX 350. And Jeff has the Motor Minute. That and more in this segment of the InWheelTime Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, and he's out of his mind this morning. We always need more Jeff Zekin. Chief Engineer David Ainsley will be joining us later. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this chilly, rainy morning here.
It's chilly, yeah. I'm not into chili. No.
You don't like chili?
I'm not a cold person.
No, but I'm talking about chili.
Oh, chili, yeah.
Chili with or without beans?
It doesn't matter. Just put it in front of me. I'll eat it.
I'm not a big... I don't want beans in my chili.
I don't care. We'll get yours on the side.
The beans?
Yeah.
No, I don't need them. You don't want me to have
he's got
those.
too much
That's
other stuff
true.
on the side. You don't need any more beans.
Don't need any
on
beans.
the side.
And if you're wondering why, you may not be wondering, you maybe don't care, but we were supposed to be at the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social today. However, with the weather, it was canceled a couple of days ago, and I know that Mr. Mars has put stuff out there to let everybody know that today it wasn't canceled, it's postponed, from what I understand, to Saturday, January 11th.
Right. Mike likes putting out on that, yeah.
I put out whenever I can.
Ooh, I don't want to know. But anyway, so that's coming up on the 11th now, and we will have our broadcast from there, 10 to noon. The Car Social is from 9 to noon. We'll be there at 9. We'll be there at 8, actually, but we won't be on the air until our normal broadcast time.
And that's over a month from now. 11th?
January the 11th.
January 11th.
Yeah, so a little bit, 5 weeks, I think, something like that. So anyway, now that we got you all caught up and confused on that, let us turn our attention now to the Painthouse studios of Randy Borcherding and his wife, Jen. And I assume that he is there. Can you hear us, Randy?
I got you. You got me?
Oh, yeah, baby, we got you. How you doing?
I'm good, guys. What's up?
What are you in the paint room?
I am in the paint room.
How did I know that? I kind of felt that.
You can probably smell it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little stiff. Yeah.
Sadly, I can't smell it at all.
No,
not at all.
You must have COVID.
no, that's too many fumes over the years. Yeah,
It's probably that, and when I got the OG COVID back in 20, my smell's never been the same.
really.
Yeah, my wife did that. She lost her sense of smell, and it's just barely back.
Yeah, same. It ruins meals. You might as well just eat the things that are good for you.
Yeah, either that or just sniff. Well, not even a loaf of white bread. I mean, if you can't smell, you can't smell.
Oh, indeed. You can't. I mean, a little bit of coffee, that new car smell. It's not there, so why buy it? Anyway, it ruins a lot of things.
Well, that's a shame. I'm sorry.
It is.
Well, I'm glad that you're with us this morning. I really wanted to talk to you about SEMA. Did you have a car in SEMA this year?
We had two, actually. One was a former project built 15 years ago, kind of showing it off as a car that 15 years later still presents itself well.
Wow.
65 Mustang Fastback. And the other, the debut car, is a 70 Cougar Convertible that won the Best Ford Car at SEMA award, which was pretty dang cool.
Wow.
70 Cougar.
So were these old customers of yours that let you borrow their cars for, I guess, displays?
Yeah, I mean, one is a customer we've done many cars for, the Mustang, and he's happy to have his stuff shown off. The Cougar is it's the first time we built a car for this gentleman. but he's been a customer a long time because the project has taken a long time.
Well, it's a Cougar, and that's a rare car in itself.
Awesome car.
It is. It's even though it's built on the Mustang foundation, it's unique for sure.
Well, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, I understand that it may be the foundation, but there aren't a whole lot of interchangeable parts between the Mustang and the Cougar.
No, perhaps the windshield frame, windshield, floor pan, but even the wheelbase is different.
Yeah.
The Cougar is a longer wheelbase, rode a little nicer, allegedly. A gentleman's hot rod versus a hot rod.
Well,
I agree.
All right. Did it have a stock motor in it?
No, sir. It had would it come in the 04 Cobra Mustangs, the Terminator engine, they call it. It's a little 4.6, but supercharged, beefed up a little bit, made about 600 horsepower or so.
Nice.
Well, thank God it's not an LS.
Indeed. And nothing wrong with the LS, but a Ford is, I think, the way to go.
I totally agree. And and I know that a lot of people, but the LS is so easy. Well, it's not about being easy in my book. It's about being correct. And to me, this is just me. I want a Ford and a Ford. I want a Chevy and a Chevy. And if it's a Buick, not a GM, but if it's a Buick, I want a Buick engine.
Absolutely.
I do not disagree in most cases. There are exceptions where I'd change that rule.
Okay. And what are those?
The Cutlass we're building, 68 Cutlass. They want to drive it. They want a reliable powertrain. They want to get on the highway. And you can decorate a LS to look like an Oldsmobile engine and give you, in my opinion, a lot more reliability.
And I am right there with you. I think that's perfectly admissible. At least it's a General Motors product.
Correct. We didn't cross the lines. Yes, sir. We're dating cousins.
And they were also, that's good. I like that. And there was also a period of time when, that big row, if you will, came out about, well, wait just a minute. I bought me an Oldsmobile. I bought me a Buick, and this has got a General Motors engine that's shared among other platforms. Remember that? What was that, the 70s or 80s?
Yes.
70s, into the 80s.
Yeah, right about 1980-ish, I think that they crossed the line and got into all sorts of trouble and big lawsuits and all that. And now...
I remember when they were putting Oldsmobile engines in Pontiac Trans Ams and Chevrolet engines, and they crisscrossed a lot. Yeah,
and they're clearly going for the generic engine that they could put in all makes and models of cars, and I get that. And look what we got out of it. I mean, we got the LS, which is a beautiful engine that has really stood the test of time.
Exactly.
I got the LS1 in my old Corvette. Hey, and it sings right along. It's not a big powerhouse thing. I think 345 horsepower, but it's plenty for me. It's fine.
Right. And it doesn't leak oil, and it probably gets fairly good economy if you keep your right foot under control.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I just put $53 worth of premium fuel in it, and it got 22 miles per gallon, and that's Highway City here in town. And that car is 23 years old.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And,
I agree.
Yeah, and so you can't beat that because back in the day, I had a horrible the car was nice. It was mine. I bought it, ordered it from the factory, a 1977 Corvette with an L82 engine. Remember those things?
My sister had a 78 with the L82, and I hated that car because I always had to work on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it had a carburetor on it, and it ran, but I can't. What 175 horsepower? You kidding me?
Yeah.
And it swallowed gas to get the 100.
I remember reading somewhere that era, the Corvette was heavier than the half-ton pickup truck.
That wouldn't surprise me. That not at all.
Yeah, not by much though.
Well, it was a lead block up front and a lead heads and the whole 9 yards. There was and all of the overkill on the EPA stuff. The emissions with the pumps and it was just awful. But at any rate,
Indeed.
If it weren't for all of that, we wouldn't appreciate the LS today. So let's talk about Painthouse and what you got cooking now.
presently, I guess back behind me is that Cutlass we discussed. I'll walk that way and flip the camera around.
Okay.
Just got it painted right before
SEMA.
SEMA.
Of course.
And it's just...
Were you sweating bullets?
Sitting here drying. I'm trying to figure out how to flip the camera around.
Were you sweating bullets to get it ready for SEMA?
Oh, of course. Between getting this thing sprayed and the Cougar done and the Mustang, I mean, it's a lot.
Okay, so I guess I just don't follow along. So this car went to SEMA, but it's in pieces today.
This car did not. This car was painted as we were getting the other cars ready for SEMA.
Oh, dear God. So it was big crunch time then.
Yeah.
Even though the other ones, I guess, were semi-ready to go.
Well, you think that. The Mustang pretty much was. It's been done for so long, it doesn't take much to get it ready. The Cougar, we were still building the car, the night before SEMA, essentially, because it's the first time you put it together fully.
Yep.
And
did you have to do any last-minute tweaks or adjustments or assembly once you got to SEMA?
Not so much. It behaved. I'll put it that way. They don't always. Trailer rides are always interesting. I love our ATC trailer, but they can only take so much of the roughness out of these highways we have.
Sure.
And sometimes things happen, and you get a surprise when you get where you're going. In this case, we were fortunate that didn't happen.
Well, I'll say, because I've seen cars that, are all ready to go, ready to pop right into the show space, and they open the trailer, and the car has walked inside the trailer, and it's rubbed one of the fenders raw.
I've had that happen. I've had coilovers break. I've had 4-bar bolts come out. I mean, you never know what might happen when you open that. It's like a bad Christmas morning. You got to open your present.
And when you put it in there, it's all good and everything's fine, and you've got it all tied down, and you've done all of the crisscross stuff, and you got just the right amount of tension on the suspension, and it's not going to walk, and
boom,
there it is.
Yep. Now here's something to talk about. We use Max tie downs. Big believer in their product. They purport to tie them down straight, not crisscrossed.
Okay.
I've tried it. That's when my vehicle did scoot sideways and rub a fender well. I think of it like guitar strings, right? You can get them tight, but there's still a little bit of side-to-side, I guess, availability to move under the right conditions.
And they stretch.
Crisscrossing keeps it where you put it unless one of them breaks. And that's their theory, is that if one strap breaks for whatever reason, then the car can shift sideways and it'll hit even more so. So I don't know. I don't know what's right or wrong, but I've always believed in the crisscross method.
Yeah, that's the way I've always heard and seen it done. I have not done it myself. But the other thing is, in these trailers, I'm surprised that they don't have some sort of cleat system that you can drive the car onto a cleat that can accept a tire, and no matter what happens, you may get a white wall burnished a little bit, but you're not going to have the car walk inside the trailer with a cleat.
Well, they have over the tire strap methods,
right,
where you can literally strap on the tire. But here's the problem: what if you lose air in that tire? It has happened that way too.
Oh Lord, yeah, exactly.
And now you got a loose situation. So
you got a loose nut behind the wheel.
That's always the case with me.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's no perfect way to do it. Just figure out what you're comfortable with and monitor it as the best you can do.
Sure. So when are you going to have the Oldsmobile done? Well, allegedly.
I'd like to say summertime. It'll be back together.
Yeah.
I've got the suspension parts in the booth we're painting. The chassis powder coated. The engine trans are ready to go. So it's time to put it back together once I got a little more spraying to do.
Last time we talked to you, you were looking for an upholsterer because you had lost yours, I don't know where it was, Georgia or Alabama or somewhere.
Tennessee, yes, sir.
Okay. Did you find anybody?
Well, we're using Sculpt Garage over in San Marcos with great success. He did the Cougar. It's beautiful. Car's in the trailer, or I'd show it to you, maybe on the next call. he's phenomenal, but he's a small shop and he can only do so much. So the Cutlass may need to go to somebody. If you're out there, let me know.
Okay. That's a fair call.
Yep.
Because I'll be honest, I haven't found one in Houston yet.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of surprising, as big as this city is, and of all the shops around town.
I agree, and honestly, it never ceases to amaze me the things I cannot find when I need them in a town this size.
Well, here's what I see on that. You've got plenty of upholstery shops, but do they meet the criteria that he's looking for? That's what the problem is.
That's exactly the point. Yes, we have a certain standard we're looking for, and not to dismay any shops out there, but they all have a place, and not all of them want to do this level work. Just like collision shops.
Yeah.
Most of them know how to make their money, and they don't want to deal with show cars.
And unlike us, we don't have any standards. So there you go.
We have no standards whatsoever.
That explains why I'm on the phone with you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Jen's not listening to this issue.
Oh, I hope not.
But she already knows all that about you anyway.
Yeah,
by the way, how is she doing?
She's awesome. I'll just put it this way. Thank God for hot chicks with low standards.
Yeah, amen to that. Well, so we got the Oldsmobile cooking. Anything else in there?
69 Vet. You guys have seen it in the past. It's been on pause for a while. We're about to get back into it. It's also ready for an upholstery shop. Hint, hint. And then it's time to polish it and button it up. It starts. It runs. It's very close to the finish line. And red 57 convertible Chevy you guys saw last call.
Yep,
It's the old 2.4 barrel Bel Air, really nice, straight, clean car. Just did a repair on it. And then we've got this C10 truck behind us here that we have yet to begin on. So it's going to be a very custom, heavily modified, hot rod truck that we haven't opened that can of worms yet.
Gotcha. Well, it's always good to have stuff in the pipeline.
Indeed. Just need employees. That's the problem.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
I've lost two of my main guys. I don't know where the heck I put them. And man, if you're out there and want to do something in this industry, holler at me. I could use a couple good hands, or four.
I like it. Randy, it's always good to talk to you, my friend, especially here before Christmas. We love you, and we hope you and your family have a wonderful Christmas and the holiday season and all. And hopefully, I'm going to call your buddy up there with the dyno in January, and hopefully schedule some time with him in February. I want to get
excellent.
Yeah, I've got to get that harmonic balancer changed on there, and I got a feeling that he'll know how to do that the right way.
Indeed, and he's a good tuner. You'll have luck.
Very good. Randy,
all right, guys.
It's great.
You.
Randy Borcherding, Painthouse. Thank you, my friend. We'll talk to you soon.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Take care. It's always good. Mm-hmm. Hey, you can catch the InWheelTime Car Talk Show 24/7 at InWheelTime.com and the Odyssey radio app. It's drilled into my mind. I can't help it.
Well, it takes a little bit.
We also video stream our weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com, and podcasts available from your favorite podcast provider. The InWheelTime.com Car Talk Show continues right after this quick pit stop. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. Your car is a direct reflection of you, so don't be satisfied with color fade or a dingy, dull appearance. Get rid of those terrible automated car wash scratches. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your Save the Paint company. John Gray and his team of detailing experts can help your cars finish without a full repaint. Searching for the real experts in window tint or windshield protection? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Dash cams, radar detectors, Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Got a new car? Get that thing protected as soon as you take delivery. If you don't know which of the multitude of protection products to go with, John Gray will give you an honest opinion and won't sell you something you don't need or can't afford. John will help you understand the many options and pricing right on the spot. He's your guy to have your ride looking its best and protected too. See the state-of-the-art shop yourself. Free tours anytime. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to, located just south of the Southwest Freeway on the Sam Houston Parkway. Gulf Coast Auto Shield, full-service luxury car care today, and online at gcautoshield.com. Hey, you know, the holidays are here, and we hope that you'll think of our show sponsors this season, including the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex restaurants, Pro-Am Auto, and Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Do you need some more time?
No.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Time now for Jeff's Motor Minute.
All right. Well, here we go. So, do you know that Chevrolet is not going to be with NASCAR? Chevrolet drops the Camaro branding.
Wait a minute.
From NASCAR. They dropped the branding from NASCAR. The car will still be there, but there won't be anything that says Camaro on it. Check this out. Next season, Chevrolet NASCARs will be going to a different look. For starters, there will be no Camaro branding on the cars. Of course, Chevy stopped producing the Camaro at the end of 2023. A lot of fans, those in the industry, were wondering what's going to go on with the branding, and it now appears that much will change except the lack of the Camaro on the rear bumper. Chevrolet and GM, they're in a tough spot. They knew this was coming, but they have no plan for the future. Here's what they're predicting.
Oh, God.
Cadillac could replace Chevrolet in NASCAR. Woohoo!
Oh, are you kidding
baby.
me?
In case you haven't heard, Cadillac and GM are getting into Formula One in 2026, which is awesome. There's all kinds of other stories about that, too. It'll float your head.
God.
The big move for the manufacturer is America will now be vested interest in the Global Racing Series. So could GM put Cadillac in NASCAR? They already race in IMSA and the WEC, which is the World Endurance Challenge. I watch it all the time when it's on. And sports car racing. The next-gen CT5 could actually be the badass NASCAR car. That would be awesome. Chevrolet, in many ways, and NASCAR, they want to get together, but in stock car racing, it's less about the racing and more about selling the cars. Win on Sunday, sell on Mondays.
And the drama with the drivers.
But putting a plain Chevrolet on track, what product are they really selling? There you go. I want Cadillac in there as well. And then you know what? We need to get the Buick back. Did I tell you about a Buick? That's awesome.
You did mention that a time or two.
Seems I heard something about that.
Yes, it's all rumor, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah, and lies. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Yep.
Time now for this hour's car review. Had a chance to drive the Lexus NX 350H for 2025. This car is an SUV, built in Canada, comes in 3 trim levels, the base, the premium, and the luxury. I think I would call the base something other than nothing, other than just the plain, you call it...
Does it say base on the name?
No, it doesn't. I called it that. But what else would you call it?
You're just because you can get more options on other styling.
Well, I understand, but I mean...
You still got to have a name.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I had the luxury, which is the top of the line, all-wheel drive. This is a small SUV, seats 5, exterior changes from last year, none. It was all new in 2022. Nose looks heavy on this vehicle with that protruding spindle grille, but somehow it works. Sculpted sides give it an hourglass figure. Looks good. Rear hatch mimics the nose, but on a much smaller scale, obviously. Attention to design detail is outstanding on this car and very noteworthy as well. What I liked about it, the overall design gets high marks, including the wheels on this car. And I never really talked too much about wheels, but I like them. What could use improvement? Nothing. Good job, Lexus. Interior highlights, awesome design overall with the built-in large infotainment screen, which is, I don't understand why manufacturers don't build the infotainment screen into the dash like this one is, but they continue to, stick them on top of the dash. They look like an afterthought. Mm-hmm. Contrasting soft surfaces exude a luxury feel. Make-believe wood trim is high quality, and fit and finish overall is superb. Door handles are electronic and add a nice touch to it. So you just kind of press the button on the door handle on the inside to get out. It's really cool. Cargo trunk room adequate for its small size. What I liked about it, speakers built into the door panel. It's a really nice design touch that I liked. What could use improvement? The ability to change commands of ancillary equipment from the steering wheel can be confusing because it has dots, painted dots on this 4-button thing.
Wow. And,
you can see what you're changing up there on the dashboard, but it's confusing to me. But, so is most of life. 2.5-liter 4-cylinder hybrid motor with 240 net horsepower combined. What? You were going to say something?
Oh,
No.
Jack was agreeing.
Well, yeah. Jack and I kind of are on the same track when it comes to these things. Transmission, CVT, very smooth. It works perfectly for this car. Tow rating, 2,000 pounds if you dare. 41 miles per gallon in the city.
Nice.
37 on the highway for combined to 39. I got 37.9 over 348.1 miles. What I liked about it? Well, let's see. Mileage? Yeah, I don't think anything could use improvement there. Lexus has this thing that they kind of match up powertrains with the vehicle, and it just works. Ride and handling, superb. Not sure why you would want the F Sport, which is available. It's not a trim level per se, but it is a package that you can get on the different trim levels. An F Sport and an SUV? Why? And a luxury SUV, huh?
It's performance, isn't it?
No, it's a ride handling thing, and it doesn't make sense for this particular car. What could use improvement? Nothing. It's one of the big reasons you buy a Lexus. Pricing, base trim on this $52,340. Prices tested $57,275. The base model price is $45,125. This is about $2,700 more than the gas-only 250 model. So you decide, but I'll tell you what, I would pay the $2,700 extra for the smoothness of this hybrid combination drivetrain. Competitors to the vehicle, none of them are hybrids like this. The BMW X3 starts at $49,500. The Acura RDX starts at $46,050. And the Genesis GV70, with which it competes, $45,700. I'd buy this.
It's a nice car.
It is a very nice car. It rides great. It kind of reminds me of the original RX that came out way back when. I bought one, loved it, drove it for years, and it was a beautiful car. The only drawback to that was the turning radius, which was huge, but who cares about that? And they fixed that shortly after everybody complained about it.
Good deal.
Yeah. All right. If you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address is info@InWheelTime.com. We continue right after this quick break. The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbeau, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift-giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Greenridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. The award-winning InWheelTime Car Talk Show brings you great guest interviews each week from manufacturers and suppliers to the aftermarket, racers, enthusiasts, and other friends just like you and me who love to talk about all things automotive. The InWheelTime Car Talk Show takes it to the road, too, with remotes at popular cruise-ins and shows. InWheelTime's live video and audio stream can be found on the Odyssey radio app, YouTube, Facebook, and InWheelTime.com every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. Or grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider. That's it for this podcast episode of the InWheelTime Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.